With Marvel announcing Moon Knight with their new Disney Plus shows, we're going to give you a quick rundown on the things you need to know about Moon Knight to get properly psyched for the series. This is Moon Knight. I'm going to pull off these little tabs, and you, Max, can tell me what you, Max, know about them.
Which is everything.
Yeah,
I know
okay.
everything.
All right, great. So let's start up here. Aliases.
All right, aliases. His primary alias is Mark Spector. He also goes by Jake Lockley. He's a taxi driver. Kind of his way of taking it to the streets of New York. Then there's Stephen Grant, who's a millionaire entrepreneur, kind of like our Bruce Wayne-style Batman. And then the Fist of Khonshu. That's this badass. He fights with the power of the moon.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's spicy.
Very powerful. Very feminine also, I think that's cool.
Cycles of the moon.
Yeah, cycles of the moon. All right, next one. No particular order. Allies. I almost said aliases again.
All right, allies, only a couple here. We've got Jean-Paul Duchamp, who he calls Frenchie. It's kind of like his pilot, the dude that he met overseas.
Sure.
It's kind of like his Robin, if you will.
Okay.
And then Marlene Oleron, who's kind of his love interest. They've got an off and on thing. She's not really feeling the whole Fist of Khonshu vibe.
Sure.
But she's there for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I dig it. All right. What's next? I'm gonna go out of order. I'm going wild.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
just gonna go crazy.
Skills.
Lots of skills.
Okay.
So think kind of a Batman, right? He's got the
Okay.
martial arts, he's got the gymnastics, tactical skills, strategist. He's got a bunch of gadgets.
Love.
Some crescent darts, a moon copter, some truncheons. That's a word that you don't get to use that often.
No.
But
Truncheon, is that a baton of sorts?
no one knows what a truncheon
Okay,
is.
I didn't think
but
so. It sounds...
It's kind of like a
Hey.
bow staff, grappling hook, baton cane kind of thing.
Okay.
That's how I've been thinking of it.
Okay, great.
It's also just like the look. I feel like that's
Yeah.
a skill in and of itself. Just the cowl, Batman vibes, and this
Yes.
sweet ice that he's rocking.
Which I generally do. I didn't know.
Crescent
Moon
moon.
Knight. Okay, next.
Ooh.
Villains.
Villains.
Yeah.
So not necessarily your A-list rogues gallery, but
Okay.
we've got Bushman,
It's pretty good.
Black Spectre, his brother Randall, which
Oh no!
deep cut. I know they've got kind of a thing
Really?
going on.
Older, younger brother? Do we know? Who
I think
knows?
it's the younger bro. I think it's
Okay,
the younger bro.
okay.
Yep. So definitely some younger brother issues going on there.
For
and
sure.
then Seth the Immortal. But he's also teamed up with Avengers and the Defenders. So I think if you take the normal rogues gallery that you've got with Avengers
Yeah,
and
Bushman,
Marvel
yeah.
there, you've got he's facing all of those baddies.
Okay, I would love to dive even deeper into Seth the Immortal, because that is not a name that I would typically associate with an immortal,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like something ancient, like Julio Maximus the Immortal.
It's
Not,
like Morbius or Apocalypse.
Yeah.
No, it's Seth,
hey, I'm Seth, I'm immortal. Seth, it's not short for anything. Okay, great.
AKA Jeremy.
AKA Jeremy.
I don't know.
Yeah, he just sounds like a guy. All right,
He's just a random dude.
next. First look.
First look, his
Mm-hmm.
first appearance was in Werewolf by Night in 1975, where he was fighting Jack Russell. But then he
Terrier?
was the werewolf,
Got
the
it.
Werewolf by Night.
Got it.
But fans really loved him, and then by the late 70s, early 80s, he got his own comic.
Cool.
And so he's become kind of this underground fan favorite. Pops in every now and again to kick some ass. But definitely not one of those characters that you go to and think, oh, this is like Spider-Man or Captain America.
Yeah.
He's kind of running under the radar.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Last. Powers. This is important.
Yes. So different versions of Moon Knight have different powers,
Okay.
but he's definitely enhanced by the full moon. So that's when he comes to his full powers. He is imbued with the powers of Khonshu, who is the moon god in Egypt. So his powers wax and wane with the moon. He has prophetic visions and dreams, the ability to drain life force, which is kind of crazy if he
Yeah.
touches someone. But
He can-
most of his powers are just like enhanced strength, agility, fighting skills.
Great.
Yeah.
I love Moon Knight so far. He's like eclectic.
He's a weird dude.
He's a little witchy.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say?
Well, totally, Richie, because one of the things that we haven't touched on is that
Yeah.
he's got dissociative identity disorder.
Whoa!
So all of these aliases that we were talking about, he went in a little too deep. So he is something he's constantly battling and trying to figure out for himself. He's got issues.
Yeah.
He's got issues. This is not just your Bruce Wayne who's like, yeah, I'm Batman when I need to be. This guy doesn't know what the hell's going on.
He can't take it on and off like
Nope.
different personas. He's deeply involved.
Yep.
Interesting. All right, well, now that we've got all of these stats out of the way, let's do a 60-second origin story. Okay?
All right, let's
you
do
ready?
this. I'm ready.
All right.
Mark Spector was born and raised in Chicago after his Jewish father fled Hitler's invasion of Czechoslovakia. He spent time training as a boxer, becoming a Marine turned CIA operative, eventually finding his way into the mercenary business. He was on a mission to help his employer at an archaeological dig in Egypt when Bushmen attacked them, leaving Mark for dead. Local Egyptians helped out Mark, who was barely clinging on to life, and brought him to the nearby temple of Khonshu. While unconscious, Khonshu and Mark made a deal, kind of a bargain, where Mark would get to live if he became the Fist of Khonshu, who also happens to be the lunar god of vengeance.
It's gone back and forth in the comics if Moon Knight has actual powers bestowed upon him by a god, or if Moon Knight believes in them so much that due to his fractured psyche, his dissociative identity disorder, they've manifested. But ultimately, most of the time, Moon Knight has powers.
Moon Knight is also well known for his sassy attitude and tracking down Dracula in a well-known meme.
He also gets a lot more into taking on other identities at some point, taking on Captain America and Wolverine, and that's Moon Knight in 60 seconds. Also known as a minute. I don't know if you knew that. And now, we have speculation.
Yes.
So in the comics, he's run into Doctor Strange, and having a multiverse would definitely help explain Khonshu, leaving the possibility, or maybe hope, depending on how you see it, that we might see Moon Knight even sooner than his Disney Plus show. So what do you think is the possibility that we get to see him in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a great way to build in sort of like these Egyptian gods, right?
Yes.
Seeing those would look so cool. But I think Doctor Strange is like a perfect place for Moon Knight to come in.
I agree.
The whole dissociative identity disorder, I'd love to see what it looks like in his brain.
Yeah.
And in Doctor Strange, they have those insane visuals. I can totally see that coming into play, showing what's going on in Moon Knight's brain.
Yeah.
Warren Ellis had an amazing run on Moon Knight that really dived into just how insane Moon Knight is, that I could see being a really good place for them to start with Moon Knight.
Yeah, I think that's, it feels like there's a strong possibility, right? Okay, well, we say that there's a strong possibility. Team up, cross paths. Maybe it'll just be a little tip of the cap, a little nod.
A little tip of the cowl.
A little tip of the
unite.
cowl, and then push it back so we can see what's going on. That's
flow.
it. That is everything that we know now about Moon Knight before his Disney Plus show. I hope you all feel up to speed. And if you don't, maybe wait for the full moon.